Okay, it's pretty early in the morning for me, so I'm going to try to do this quicker than the last time. It was 10 minutes, and I don't think it deserves that much time. I'm going to just show you guys really quick how I created, this is the back support of the tail when you go to pull it up. So this is the two sides of the jug. This is, honestly, this tail that I'm showing you right now was not made out of the Arizona tea jugs, but I do suggest you use that one. This is like a orange juice jug. It's a lot thinner plastic, and I was worried about the functionality of this one. And just for securing purposes, I would suggest using the Arizona tea. This one's held up decently, I'm not going to lie, but with the shininess of the fat of this, the outside of this plastic, the hot glue doesn't seem to want to stick as readily. So you might want to sand it first if you use something like that. Again, so here's one of the couple things I really want to talk about the inside here. The small ends go towards the base of your tail, which is your hips or your booty, whichever you want to think about. And then these are the smaller pieces. They go like this, and then they come out like that. Your hole for your poles are going to be way out here on the end, about a ½ inch in. Just a little hole there to tie your poles on. The centerpiece is done out of the clear plastic sheeting, and then I even added some clear plastic sheeting on the outside because I wanted to add more feathers the way I decorated it. On the back, which I will show you in a second, I needed some more things to hook onto, or to glue onto. This particular piece right here is stitched down the middle and connected to the very back layer of feathers so that they stay together. The key here with this particular unit is that you want it to be flexible to bend this direction. This is when your tail is down and you need it to collapse like this, because otherwise the tail will not lay flat. It will lay fanned out on your back. It won't fold up and lay, you know, as wide as your hips. It will fold up or it will just fold down and still be really all the way fanned out, which gets annoying because people are stepping on it and it's running into people. If you want it to compact and lay down, you must have this flexibility here. Okay, so stitched up this, I hot glued this, and then I hot glued it on the back side with a second piece, and then I stitched down the middle to get that last little flip. Next, I want to talk about the pulls really quick before I flip it over and show you the back. So these pulls here, this is a leather, or not a leather cord, it is a woven cord. I'm not even sure what it's made out of, but it's brown, so it actually blends really well. So if you don't want to use the fishing line, you can definitely use something like this. I basically just tied it in a few knots right here, nothing fancy, right there on the end. And then what I did was I added beads for handles. Okay, these are cheapo plastic beads from Michael's. They, you know, super inexpensive. I bought a big tub of them for like $6 or something because they were $10 and I had a coupon. One of the things I do like about the tub is that it came with these end beads here, these teardrop ones. I'm trying to get this focused, I'm sorry. Focus, thank you. The teardrop beads here, so you were able to tie it off on the end after you loaded up all these other ones. And then I've personally put a bead in between, or a knot in between each bead, just to help keep them from sliding around up, you know, on the thing itself. And it gives me a nice wide handle and a good grip to hold on to as I pull the tail up and down. Okay? The other thing that that I did is my daughter took this and wadded it up like this and just tucked it inside her leotard. She was wearing a leotard with this costume, and she just tucked it up inside there. And because it was bulky, she was able to find it easily, tuck it up easily, even if she didn't get all the beads tucked up. They were bulky enough that the elastic on the leg hole, because it literally was, like, say this is her leg, the leotard was like right here. She would just like fold it up and tuck it underneath. The other adult that used this costume, we tied them in the front. They were long enough. For us, she was skinny enough, let's put it that way. So we crisscrossed them once like this, just like you would when you go to tie your shoes. And then we took one over the top and under, so it's a simple little tie, like so, just a little twist. And then these hung nicely right in the front of her costume. And because they were pretty, it didn't matter that they were showing, and yet that kept them readily available to flip back over, loosen up like this, one on each side, and be able to pull the tail up. I'm sorry, it keeps going out of focus. And be able to pull the tail up. Okay, so that's that. That's really the whole mechanism of the deal. So I'm just going to talk about the back really quick as a little decorative thing. I have those extra ribbons and stuff that hang down the back side when it's up, just to kind of help make it pretty. So, but that's not needed. My first daughter's tail, it stopped right here, and it just had the basic feathers that you see on the back side here, and then I embellished with more feathers, more flowers. These flowers do inhibit a little bit of the folding right here, I have noticed, so I wouldn't necessarily put anything super bulky here that you don't want to inhibit that fold. But some flat flowers wouldn't be bad. These ones have a little bit of beading and detail to them, so they're a little bit bulky. But one of the things that I would suggest, and I mentioned before that it's okay to have fabric on the back instead of the clear sheeting if you needed to, is that notice how either my gluings come undone or I missed gluing this whole section right here. And it's nice to have that clear because then you don't notice it nearly as much when the tail is on. So try to keep it as clear as possible, but if you must and you don't want to run back out to the store or whatever like we discussed, you can use the fabric down the middle and on the sides a little bit to help if you need to make this a little wider depending on how you lay out your feathers on the back. Okay, that's all I have tonight, and I did shave about 3 minutes off of my video, so yay! This is Grace again, and I hope you guys are having a good time. Talk to you later. Bye.